Yes,
Hey.
we should be.
I see
Hello.
us that we're live.
We are. We are live, and it says
Internets.
we're live on Twitch.
Hello, internet.
Hello, internets. Welcome to our Tuesday game. This is a Monster of the Week with a lot of homebrew rules game. So if you're into tabletop role playing, sit down and watch us for a while.
Homebrew largely because most of us haven't bothered to read the rules in their entirety.
I've read some of them.
I've read the rules. I've read the rules.
In their entirety, have you read all the rules? Have you read all the playbooks?
Hey, sometimes I
I'm a
spend
rules lawyer. I'll admit
experience
I've not read all the
points.
playbooks.
Yeah, well, we do have a very fun Scooby-Doo mystery that happens on Tuesdays, most every Tuesdays. But we are adults with real jobs, so occasionally it doesn't happen on Tuesday, and you just have to catch a rerun. And you can find that here on the Twitch, or you can find that on the YouTube or the Facebook.
Mhm.
That's it. Those are the places.
Those are the places.
Those are the places. But tonight we have the lovely wheel. Dang it, it's freaking mirrored. And I got the lovely Belle keeping for us. And yeah, I mean, long story short, if you're just popping in here, our little Scooby Gang saved the world, but we cracked it in a lot of places last season. So now there's, all sorts of gods and demons and dragons waking up. It's not great. It's not great.
I don't know. Dragons, they're pretty cool.
As long as they don't want to eat all of us.
That's true. That would put a damper on things.
Rory's fine. Hello, Aloof Puppet. Welcome.
Welcome.
So, it has been busy. Thomas has been missing. He's finally come back, much to Rose's delight. So, she and Thomas have asked for some alone time to go out on a date. They're hoping it'll be gremlin-free.
Well, he is. I feel like Rose would be like, let's have them all.
Take them home and make them friends.
So we've all obliged them, and we'll start off with Rory in the library with the candlestick. No, Rory's in the library perusing a book he acquired a while ago, and it's fairly early in the morning. Edith has had her first cup of coffee, and I'm assuming she's wandering the house. It's a large house, so it's pretty easy for Rose and Thomas to find their own wing of the house to stay in, and Edith comes to see what Rory's up to because they've had some tension between them.
Yeah. Yes, there has been coffee. She has visited the workout training room because she's like, I am squishy, so maybe I should learn how to punch people. And
I can only imagine what workout equipment that Jason had.
I mean, I would imagine Mike has actually equipped it with, some actually normal stuff.
Upgrades.
Some actual normal stuff. There's
an indoor pistol range.
Not just your quantum muscles.
Yeah,
quantum muscles are, I was imagining more like, supernatural torture instruments, but yeah, sure. Quantum muscles. And yeah, so back upstairs, what nothing's happened for 12 hours. Are we okay?
What? Well, I mean, okay. What do we mean by okay?
I don't actually know. I think I probably need another cup of coffee. What are you reading?
Well, it's just this bloody book we got our hands on a while ago.
Which one? I feel like we keep getting our hands on books.
I know. I haven't read half of the strange things that we've managed to acquire, and I've only managed to cursorily skim through most of the things that Jason had on dragons, but no, this is the one on demons and shit. But only kind of, not actually. I thought it was about demons and demon possession, but it's only sort of about that. It's a little bit more broad, curses, other things that can get into you, change you, let something else in. Generally, I don't know. I could probably take over like a squirrel at this point if I really wanted to, but as I am physically capable of becoming a squirrel anyway, I can't see it being much to our benefit.
I mean, it didn't really end in a particularly useful manner when they did it in The Sword and the Stone, so I don't know why we would need a squirrel.
Oh my god, is that one good? I haven't seen that one yet. That's one of the cartoon ones, right?
You know, you'd probably appreciate. Well, no, I don't think they kill a dragon in that one.
Good. I like the one with Sean Connery.
Dragonheart?
Because I am also the last one, or was.
Well, I think they find more, because there's a Dragonheart too.
Michael walks into the room. Yeah, I'll give you her number. Forward everything you can to her, and she'll look into this. Hey, can you guys do me a favor?
Probably.
I got a guy I know in the FBI. Somebody reached out to him. The Sheriff Taft, remember him?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, oi, that's the backwoods gentleman, right?
Yeah, in Milton Falls. He found a couple campers mauled, not directly in his town, but in the area. Bear, maybe. He's not sure.
Shoot the bear. Problem solved. Boom. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bear. The feeling I get from what this guy said, I'm thinking it could be werewolves.
Really?
Yeah, which I would go out and take care of it, but I got a kidnapping out of work. It's a not kidnapping.
Like a Mike type of kidnapping that's a higher priority than a werewolf?
I mean, I feel like we can go kill a werewolf. That's not going to be super hard, right?
I think I'll be fine. I could burn it enough to kill it, but like,
and this
sure,
is really,
I'm just surprised that you have a thing that's higher priority to you. This is a story I want later.
I got it. I do run a private investigation service as my cover. I got to do regular stuff every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on a second.
Oh, he's What are you getting all the calls this one?
I mean, that's fine.
Yeah,
okay,
sure.
So
we can just get a werewolf dumped on us. That's fine.
Silver bullets. That's it, right? Silver bullets.
Sure.
Boom.
Well, I mean, like I could always eat it too.
Perfect. We don't even need silver. Well, okay. I'm taking silver bullets because if something happens and you get lockjaw or something, I want to be able to shoot it.
Oh, should we like tell Chandra? I mean, I feel like it would have got mentioned if the campers or whoever were like residents and the sheriff would have been like, oh, bloody hell, my friend like Jimmy got eaten by a bear. But I don't know.
I mean, my one hesitation with that is then she's going to want to help us. And we were kind of like hoping to shunt her into a safe career of coffee shopping.
I think she mentioned that like she at least managed to establish a trail away from those gremlins, like for them, away from that one restaurant. Sounded like she did all right.
I mean, she's like 2 years younger than Rose, so I suppose
she can handle these things. Maybe not these things though. Maybe not quite at werewolf status. But I'm proud of how she's doing.
Are you ever really ready for your first werewolf? I feel like it probably just gets thrust upon you.
We're acting like we've had a whole lot of werewolf experience when really we've had just a whole lot of weird experience.
True, but this seems like a really, really simple, like you just shoot it with a silver bullet experience. This one's going to be easy.
I've taken out a couple werewolves. Silver bullets work. That's not any sort of myth, so it'll work.
Perfect.
You can also burn it. So
did the sheriff mention if it was anybody from Milton Falls? Like, should we tell Chandra or Jesse if we can get a hold of him?
From what I understand, it was campers visiting the area. So
nice. Well, not
I'm
nice.
sure Chandra probably doesn't want to go back.
Nobody we know. It's perfect.
Oh, this is
well,
fine.
Could be somebody we know. I don't know. They were campers, not from there, so it could be Could be so many other students, I don't know.
Edith like glances over her Instagram feed. No, we do not know them.
So I don't know. We're probably not taking the van if Mike's working. Do we have another car? We want to get another car. Should we buy another car?
Don't we have another car?
Do we have another car? Oh, I only ever take the van.
I can get you guys a 4Runner or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say
do a little off-roading.
Ooh, one of the real tall ones.
Well, no, I don't want it too tall. I want to be so you can get over. I don't know where you guys are going to go. If you're hunting a werewolf, you might have to go off. You might have to go off road. So
yes, let's get it for
something.
Can we get a Hummer?
The Hummers are not great vehicles for off-roading.
What about
all the Transformers movies seem to make them awesome.
If it could transform into something that could walk, it would be fantastic for going off-road. But
speaking from experience, transforming, great. In lieu of that, I don't know, like a Jeep, then?
Something like that. I'll get you guys something.
All right. Well, Edith, I think you are approximately 10% better at driving than I am. If you want to take the first leg,
absolutely.
It takes a couple hours. Michael gets you a rental Jeep, dropped off at the house.
Bloody beautiful.
And you get this with extra insurance.
Oh, I got full insurance. Don't worry.
So we can trash it.
Not on purpose.
Intentionally trash it.
No, it's not going to be intentional, but we unintentionally broke the universe. So, I'm just saying.
If you run over a werewolf, it shouldn't be as bad as running into whatever destroyed the van. So.
When you think about it, we did kind of get universe insurance.
Probably won't kill the werewolf, though, so you'll need to shoot it a couple times after you run it over.
It
could just be a bear, too. So if that's it, then just let the park rangers handle it or whatever.
A lot of these problems can also be handled by me eating it.
Yes.
You seem so eager. Have you just not tasted werewolf before and this is like a bucket list thing?
I'll admit that there's an element of novelty to it.
I will say when there was those 2 dead bodies in the hotel, I was really hoping that Rory would be able to eat those, get rid of the evidence.
Regardless,
you should have said something.
Well, we found another way to deal with it.
Well, there's it'd be a bit weird, right? It's been a while since. Well, no, actually, I did eat some of those guys, some of those cult assholes.
I was gonna say, I feel like you could totally just eat some of them.
Mm-hmm.
Next time we need to get rid of a dead body, I'm just calling you.
That sounds good. I don't often have a good excuse. I don't mean to be weird about it, but people do taste kind of not like top tier meat, but just below it, like pork.
I have no comment.
Well, best of luck to you guys. I gotta go.
Best of luck with the kidnapping. Then
it's not a real kidnapping. It's it's I forget the term for it, when custodial interference. That's what it is. So a kid was kidnapped by his mother who lost custody. So we're not super concerned for the kid's safety. That's why police aren't investing into it yet. But the mother took him, which she shouldn't have. But it's still his mother, so she's not going to kill him and eat him or anything.
That we know of.
She's not that crazy. She's a little loopy
as of yet.
That's what everybody says before
their
universe starts.
That's what I'm going to find him tonight. I'll find him today, and then no problem. She'll face a misdemeanor charge. You guys, if you have any trouble, give me a call, though.
That's fine. We're good. We're good.
You guys have fun. And you program into your little GPS phone the location for Milton Falls and start on your way. You've been there before, so it's not that new. Yep. It takes you a few hours to get there.
Yeah, it's a long drive, but nothing too crazy.
It's an afternoon.
And you, Edith, get some texts from an FBI account.
Just the tumbling rocks everywhere. From
an FBI account, and it gives you the names of both campers who were killed, and gives you the contact information for the Sheriff Taft, who you met before.
Yep. Cool.
And says, thanks. Michael says you're a good friend. Appreciate you looking into this. We can't right now. It's kind of terse and maybe just a little bit cryptic.
Thank you. Are you a robot?
Not last time I checked.
Cool. So this is a real person.
Hmm.
Thank you. Smiley face? I feel like we need Rose to write things.
Neither of us are particularly equipped to send text
Like,
official
oh,
sources.
cool. Great. Hold on, I'm turning
You get a text from Michael.
There we have lights. Sorry. Text from Michael.
Hey, Jerry just asked me if you're cute. What's going on?
I texted him. I asked him if he was a robot, and then I said, thank you. Should I not have said thank you?
He texts back. Just want to know if you want me to let him know you're cute or what?
No.
Boy, first Turkish James Bond, and now the FBI. You
No.
are really drawing all sorts of attention recently.
I am a basket case. I am probably a hag. No.
You're too hard on yourself.
He texts back, I'll just tell him you have issues.
Hurtful but accurate.
You don't get any more texts from Jerry.
So, are we gonna I don't know. Do we have a game plan for the whole dragons meeting thing? I don't know. I really don't want to doom the whole world or them, and I am curious about your feelings on it.
I think we need to find a spell that just puts them all to sleep.
What?
Preferably with happy dreams.
I don't know. But that's not it's just shoving the problem down the road.
No. Humanity is going to destroy itself in the next 500 years, which is a blink of an eye for you guys. We set it to last for that long, and then they just get the world. The world will be fine. It'll be here. Humans will just be not a factor.
But they're not supposed to be asleep any longer. Maybe I'm being biased or something, but it's we spent all this time saving the world, right? And then we find out that the reason that everyone else but me has been gone is because they were all sleeping, and now when they're supposed to be awake because the planet, the world, everything says so. That's just the way it goes, right? And if they aren't here, then I don't know what that means. I don't know what that bloody means. I don't know what that means for the planet. Are you that worried about him? Not that of course you're worried about it. I'm worried about him too. I don't want the planet to end. But do we think that they're...
Could we propose that we only feed them bad people?
Sure, we could propose that. I don't... Also, eating people is a perk. It's not a necessity anyway.
But it sounds like some of them are going to do it.
Probably. I'm sure some of them like it more than others.
So,
But some people kill people. Some people eat people.
True. And we tried to lock those people up.
Then maybe we should, if we got a sleep spell, then maybe we should just do it on the ones that eat people then.
That's fine. But here's the... yes, that we could sleep...
And we're talking about also casting a sleep spell on something that almost assuredly knows more about magic than I do.
But they wouldn't be expecting it.
Probably.
I also realize that it's kind of problematic because this is a little bit like punishing an entire class of being because they might do something.
For existing how they always have.
What? No, not like existing. Like they have been existing asleep.
Oh, but before that they were just living. They were living and they were there a certain way. And then they're waking up and we're telling them all it has to be very different now and you don't get a choice in the matter.
Yeah, and that's real problematic.
I never had a choice to live like this, and it has given me a certain perspective on things, and I don't want people to get hurt now. But I am also aware that they're not going to have that. They're not going to have these experiences. They're not going to be me. So you wouldn't expect them to be.
But you did have a choice. You could have gotten out of the coin, and you came back.
Yeah, so, after hundreds of years of adjusting and we're trying to all this shit and finally meeting someone who wasn't going to take advantage of me.
I guess that's evidence that they could change.
Sure.
And then we have some on our side. I don't even know what our side is. People are pretty shitty. I would genuinely, just without even blinking, feed probably 1 in 6 people to the dragons.
Sure. Well, I just wouldn't be able to pick out which ones those were.
That would be the tricky part.
I don't know that there's a good solution to this, and that's what's really eating at me.
I have a thought.
Okay. Sometimes those are good.
We go to the comment section of newspaper posts and just look at the comments, and because you can tell this is your inner self, you're garbage, and just give the dragon that person's address.
We'd have to get it first.
Everything is online.
Okay, sure. All right. Well,
problem solved. We feed the dragon the internet trolls. There's lots of them.
Tastes better than regular troll too.
Probably.
That troll I've eaten, werewolf would be new.
This all still feels real problematic. I don't actually like dooming people to their death, even if they're assholes.
Oh, it does feel a bit holier than now, doesn't it? And you know how that gets me.
But there's not a solution.
No. At least none that I found. That was basically the point that I was trying to bring up, is that I don't have one. And I feel, I guess, a little bit better knowing that we're at least going to have some voice in the whole thing. I mean, I feel great.
I mean, I don't really think we're going to actually have a voice. I think we're going to be allowed to sit there, and if we say anything that they don't like, they'll probably eat us.
Or so possible. And also, you don't have to go if you don't want.
I'm going. I'm not going to miss this. Also, if I'm eaten, that's fine.
No, you promised.
I wouldn't volunteer to be eaten.
I'd be very unhappy.
After a couple hours of discussing the dragon problem and not coming up with any solution, you arrive at the sheriff's office.
Twitter troll idea. Sorry. Constitutionally protected right. I get that now, but also we could feed them to dragons.
Could happen. We might go with it.
Sorry. Anyway, we arrive at Milton Falls, and Edith is high on coffee and very...
You've been to the sheriff's office before, and you know where it is. I assume you go there?
Yes. Straight to the sheriff's office.
Sitting behind the desk, you see the giant fixture of Sheriff Taft, barely behind his desk. Yes, can I help you?
We are here for your werewolf problem.
Or bears.
Your bear problem.
Mm-hmm.
Why does he not know about?
Your private investigators? Or if yes, they might be able to get a private investigator to come out here and take a look.
Yes.
No.
Jerry called us?
Yes. Agent Wycliffe, yes. Reaches down, pulls out a folder. Now, here's what we found yesterday. And you see 2 humanoid-shaped bodies with their skin completely removed. Not gently, ripped apart. And you flip through some more photos, and there's blood spatter on trees. There are some photos of some very large footprints, bestial footprints, with like the 12-inch ruler you see in crime photos to give a scale size,
Mm-hmm.
and the ruler's like inside the paw print. It's something enormous.
I lean forward and I'm like, someone told you with a straight face this was a bear?
I'm hoping it is. We haven't had anything like this in years. It's been.
But you have had. Wait. Hold on. So you have had skinned people before? What was skinning them before?
Not skinned people. We've had something like a wildlife attack.
Okay.
It was.
This is before or after the whole, episode from before.
This was like 7 years ago.
Okay.
There was some of the aspects of the crime scene were kind of fishy, but given who the victim was, we didn't look into it too much.
Who's the victim?
Sam Remmers.
Oh. Wait.
And you're in the area. You probably have heard of him.
Yeah.
You're the name's familiar. You might not remember who it is, but the name is definitely familiar.
Was this someone from the time that we were here before? Or is this someone we would have just known about from?
No, this is something you know from your childhood, from the area.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You might remember. You remember the name, but you remember something bad.
What did Sam Remmers do that made him not a worthy murder victim?
Are you Googling it while you ask?
Yes.
He's a serial killer, and the last crime he committed before he was caught, he kidnapped a woman and her daughter, and with the video running, killed and then raped the daughter in front of the mother, then killed and raped the mother, and then sent the video to the father. So then he was convicted, sent to prison, broke out of prison, killed a couple guards, killed a cop while he was running around. They found his body, and nobody really seemed to care what happened. He was dead, and he was like, cool, he's dead.
Was he like on meth?
No, he was just evil.
Okay.
He tried to plead insanity, but the state had psychiatrists look at him and say, he's not clinically insane. He's just evil. He knows what he's doing is wrong. He just doesn't care. He's not normal. What he's not evil. He's competent. He's mentally competent.
So I take it the 2 people who died are not serial killers, which is why you want us to investigate it?
Well, I'm just saying that what happened before, that's the last animal attack we've had.
But do we know who the 2 victims are?
We identified them this morning. We have not released their names in public yet because we have not tracked down their parents. They are students at Felton University. They were out here camping, apparently. It's Samuel Toms and Judith Friendly.
Anyone that we would have known?
No,
Rose probably would, but no.
Yeah, but nothing. There's nothing unusual about them. He's a business major. She's an arts major. There's nothing. You do a quick search of their Facebook and everything. Nothing that stands out. They were just out here camping and got ripped apart by something.
Got it.
Cool. Did they stop? Did they talk to anybody in town before they went out camping, or did they just like appear in your woods?
They just went out camping. There's nice players camp around here. There's national forest land here. There's plenty of campsites all over the place.
Right.
We get a lot of campers this time of year. That's my concern. I can only patrol so much. If there is a bear out there or something, it's going to be a hazard. I've been trying to go out and tell campers that there's an attack and they might want to leave the area.
I mean,
can't
I feel like
anybody to leave.
If you just posted pictures of those flayed bodies around, people would go pretty quickly.
I have been taken with me and showed a couple people. It did get some people to leave, but
cool.
been telling people in town to keep the trash locked up. There's the trailer park out in town. I went and told everybody there, told them to be careful.
Was anything taken from the campsite, or was the campsite touched at all, or was it just them?
They were apparently pulled out of their tent, but we couldn't see anything missing.
No one has heard any weird noises in the night. Do we know if this happened at night or in the daytime?
I don't know.
I also do a quick Google search for full moon. When is the full moon?
Full moon is tomorrow night. So it's a near full moon right now. Last night was a near full moon.
Right.
He just lost in thought.
No. So when it happened, it wasn't full moon.
No, but it if it's close, then it kind of makes sense. I'm sure that that's why. I'm sure that that's why it was.
I mean,
discussed.
If you were looking at the moon last night, it looked full, just because it's not an official full moon. And from what you know of werewolf lore, it doesn't have to be a completely full moon to trigger transformation. It can be somewhere near a full moon.
Okay.
Because there's like 2 or 3 nights a month that'll trigger transformation.
Okay. Let's see. Rory, do you have any other questions?
I don't know. Do we know anything else about this? I understand that this is probably unrelated, but the evil fellow. Do you know anything more about his history as a person? Like anything? I don't know. That might be suggestive or might help inform those choices a little bit. I guess this is more a matter of historical curiosity, or anything that might like inspire a copycat or something.
Not that I can think of. He didn't get a chance to get real popular on death row because he was able to escape. You know, a lot of those serial killers get all kinds of fans following them, but he wasn't there for too long before he escaped and was on the run for a while, and then showed up dead. And we all didn't seem to be too worried about it.
Right.
I could run you out to the crime scene, the attack scene, if you'd like. It's been cleaned up, but
I mean, yeah, that would be great. Because if they didn't stop and talk to anybody in here, in the town,
sure,
definitely next place.
Maybe we can follow you as well, so that we have our own vehicle if we decide to stick around for a bit.
That'd be fun. I have a lot of work to do, so I'd appreciate that.
Yeah.
He drives you about 15 minutes outside of town, off a little national forest road, and pulls you up to a campsite. And there's another Jeep parked near the campsite. And he gets out of his cars. We had their Jeep towed. I don't know whose car that is.
You didn't like? Is there crime scene tape that seems to be pulled down, or?
No, because it's a forest. You can't really.
They've already grabbed all the evidence they think they're going to
Yeah.
get.
You see him kind of put his hand near his holster as he walks down towards the campsite, and you see a tall individual, maybe 6 foot, dark skin, long hair. He turns to look at the sheriff, and the sheriff immediately relaxes. Carlos, good to see you. Goes up, shakes hands. It's a tall American Indian. He's one of those guys who could be between like 40 and 70. You can't tell how old he is.
Yep.
When you see his eyes, though, he has old eyes. He like when he was 19, he looked like an old man in the eyes.
Oh.
And he just looks at you. These two are some private investigators come out to check things out. Carlos here was. Remember I was telling you about Remmers? He was actually on the crime scene. He's the one who told us something was up.
Erdi Carlos, pleasure to meet you. We were just getting the gist of it from the sheriff here, and thought we might poke our nose around a bit.
I don't know how much you'll discover. I tried tracking this. Any sort of sign has been destroyed by people trampling over the scene. I don't blame you, Sheriff. You had to do what you had to do, but even if I were on this scene fresh, the tracks just disappear. Sheriff taps. Carlos, if you'll talk to them, I do need to go out and try to warn everyone else what's going on. Of course. He waves him off. As soon as the sheriff leaves, he says, "This was not a bear attack.
Clearly.
The paw prints. Kodiak don't get this large.
The flayed skin.
That's pretty unusual.
I've seen a bear lick a man's skin off, but not like this. This was not a bear attack."
Do you have your own theories on this, sir?
There are legends of creatures in these woods. Sasquatch, Wendigo. I'd always thought of them as fairy tales to scare young ones, but I don't have a better explanation for this.
I see.
I mean, honestly, those themes seem like a better explanation than a bear. So, is there anything we should know about either of those kinds of creatures? Because the werewolf, super familiar with. The other one, from what little I know, you're just screwed.
Wait, like Sasquatch?
No.
The other one.
Yes. That you're not supposed to say its name. That I do know.
I am not scared of the Wendigo. It is a fairy tale. This.
Okay.
I don't know.
So your theory is that it is a bear, even though it's not.
I have seen monsters. I have hunted monsters that look just like you and me. What makes something a monster is what's in its heart. The fact that these tracks are only here and then disappear, I believe someone killed these people. Maybe several people killed them, and then put these tracks down to scare people.
That's fair.
It was someone large and powerful. Large knives. You see the blood spatter, and you look up, there's blood spurts that go up like 10 feet up in the air on the trees.
Did the skin, I mean, I'm not a super expert. Did the skin look torn or cut?
It could have been cut with a dull knife.
Well, I find that deeply upsetting. I think that I am going to go have my own look around. I understand that things are a bit trampled, Although we do have some of our own methods.
He walks to like 5 feet outside the blood spray and says, "You can see the tracks here and here." And you can kind of see what he's pointing at, but he's to him it's like fluorescent tracks he can see on the ground. They're here, and you can kind of make out. Then they stop, and you can't. You can kind of say, "Okay, I kind of see a track there," and then everything else just looks like nothing.
I mean, it does make sense. This would be the perfect cover.
But I also see no human tracks.
Can't people cover those up?
You can cover up a track so you can't identify the track, but you can't cover up the fact that you covered up the track.
Oh.
I've been tracking since long before you were born.
That does make sense.
Long before we.
So it's wizards who can turn into bats. So it's vampires who are trying to make it look like a werewolf because they have a blood feud with the werewolf tribe who lives here. The vampires pissed off.
He looks at you, Rory. Has she been smoking that wacky tobacco?
No. This is me completely sober. I'm sorry. It's just that when stuff doesn't make sense, you just have to actually, go with the most logical.
We get called in when we are experiencing, shall we call it, unconventional crimes. That's sort of our deal as investigators. We just keep our mind open, more or less.
Well, I wish you luck. I'm going to go do what Sheriff Taft is doing and see if I can warn people.
Oi, and get some rest too. I'm sure this ain't been easy on you or anybody else living out here.
Well, I just got here this morning. I heard about it. I've been paying attention for this sort of thing ever since Remmers died. When I first told the police on the scene that this wasn't an animal killing, that Remmers had been killed somewhere else and dropped here, they all ignored me. I was getting increasingly frustrated until one of them pulled me aside and told me they all believed me. They knew he'd been killed somewhere else. They just didn't care. I was satisfied. We started, after he was killed, for about 3 months, the FBI kept regular tabs in the area, making sure there wasn't a serial killer who just happened to kill another serial killer as his first victim. After a year or so, we all figured someone found him, killed him, and covered up his crime by making it look like, I won't even call it a crime. Didn't want to answer to anyone, so they just dumped the body in the woods. I was satisfied.
These two kids it's not the same MO. These two kids, A, were killed here, and B, don't seem to be serial killers.
And I saw Remmer's body. It was not like this. He'd been bitten by a wolf. The bite marks were too large for a wolf. But
what did you do with his body?
I believe they cremated it.
But for sure, do we know?
I don't know. It was 7 years ago.
Could we find the record of what they did with his body?
I'm sure you could. It's probably accessible on public records.
Oh, we could text the weird phone guy.
Texting Jerry. Jerry, what did they do with this guy's body?
Boy, this is going to be an out of nowhere question.
You see a little dot thing saying he's texting. Give me a sec.
Okay, well, he's thinking real hard about this.
After a minute or so, it comes back. His body was cremated.
Okay.
Okay, but for sure, did you see it get cremated?
No, I don't. I wasn't working in the FBI at the time.
So it's possible he is alive doing this again. I am just testing logical theories because I'm sorry, bear is not sufficient.
Red Feather's left by this point. He's
okay. Cool. That's fine. That's probably best. If you're just talking to Rory, then Rory would be like, "Oh yeah, maybe that's possible."
Oh my god, Rory is the Bella Swan in this story.
I could stare off into the distance, very pensive, a lot more often.
Okay, so as far as we know, this thing was cremated, which is annoying because that blows the reincarnation theory out of the water. Maybe, probably, because I don't know if you can reincarnate ashes. Probably not. I mean, isn't that why they, were upset about cremation for a long time in the church? They're like, well, if you're cremated, you can't go to heaven because it's your body that has to go to heaven, and even God can't put that back together.
They used to be real picky about that sort of thing.
Don't know if that was, yeah.
In the Roman times, that was totally a thing.
Yeah, time and place dependent.
Okay, it was like super, super early church, and I think in some Orthodox communities,
they believed that physical rising
I think that comes from Judaism, like the body is buried with all its blood.
But they don't have the belief in revelation time. Yeah. Anyway.
But they do believe in the resurrection. That's the Sadducees. That was one of them. But anyway.
Theology, history nerds.
Certain people are picky on this. But I'm not saying that you can't reincarnate somebody out of ashes. The more you've got of somebody, the easier that coming back gets. I mean, I don't know. We could always message Amelia about it, I guess, but I don't know how helpful anything is going to be more than physical investigation in this case.
Yeah, I feel like
I can start scrying if we want.
Sure, and I will physically investigate this space, because every time I try to use my magic for premonitions, etc., it is terrible.
I don't know. Maybe you need practice on little non-life-threatening things.
No.
Why not?
Because it makes my head hurt. I'm not gonna go through a migraine like that for where's the best deal for coffee right now?
Well, sure, but maybe if you were asking I don't know what's in a box over here or something, maybe you wouldn't get so bad headaches. I'm just saying these things are muscles. You need to flex them sometimes, and maybe it would be best to not do it when lives are on the line.
Okay, well, you distracted me, and I rolled a 6. Congratulations.
Okay, so 6. Now, tell me.
I'm investigating the crime scene. I would like to see if there's any clues, specifically around the footprints that have been overlooked or were maybe covered by trees.
Oh, this is just physical investigation, not magical.
Physical investigation of the.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you had a 6.
I can. Oh shoot! I have the site. Well, okay. Do my terrible 6 roll really quick, and then there's another thing I can do.
They've already had, park rangers out here, and then Red Feather. He's been tracking people for 60 years. There's nothing you picked on that he didn't.
Okay. So I have a powerful called the Sight, which allows me to see the invisible, especially spirits and magical influences. I can communicate with the spirits I see, and they could potentially help me spot new clues. So I would like to go ahead and induce this terrible headache that's going to come on. And okay. I think it doesn't say I have to roll, but I feel like I need to roll for this. Probably.
We'll see how well you do. Roll weird.
So we're concentrating really hard, trying to see if the spirits of these dead things these dead people are still here, or if there's a trail for a being that would have been magical that's leaving. Well, that's a 7.
Okay. That is enough to latch on to one of the lingering spirits who's still somewhat tied to the ground because of the horrific death. You are asleep in a tent next to your boyfriend, and you're suddenly dragged out of the tent. You feel giant claws rip down your front of your torso, and you feel your skin ripped apart. You're screaming. You can just tell the thing reaches and grabs your boyfriend by his feet, pulls him out, starts ripping him apart. You try to get up to leave, grabs you by your head, lifts you off the ground, and slashes your hamstrings so you can't run, and drops you. You hear your boyfriend screaming as it rips him apart. And that's kind of all you get.
I don't get to see the.
You're in a cold sweat now and
Right.
everything. You never got a good look at it. It's some sort of enormous beast, but you could tell by how it picks you up off the ground while holding your head and slashing your legs.
Not a bear, not a person.
It's got to be at least 10 feet tall.
Yep. Okay. It's Bigfoot. It's a Bigfoot or a thing with a large hands to hold people by their feet with claws. It's not.
You doing okay?
No, I am not, and I am out of coffee.
I know neither of us are like hug people, but you look pretty messed up right now.
Nope.
Okay, all right, letting it go.
Nope.
Do you want me to take another swing at it, or do you think we got all the scrying's going to do right now?
Go for it.
All right.
Yours doesn't induce headaches, so.
Does sometimes. I'm just pretty good.
Rude.
I'm not going to dig myself any further. I'm just going to hang out for a minute. I am going to sit down and concentrate and try and concentrate less on the aspect of the crime itself, since I am going to go ahead and trust that Edith saw correctly. I would like to try and see less from the perspective of the victim and more from the perspective of the killer, tapping into my like primal hunter instincts as a dragon,
Okay.
and see like the direction it headed or things like that.
Roll a weird check.
I get to mark an experience. I rolled snake eyes.
So about that, joke about us rolling real well and
I'm good.
not calling any help later.
Yep. So that's 5 total snake eyes, though.
Yeah, you don't get anything.
I mean, like sometimes when I do magic, it goes bad. Is it just nothing, or does anything bad happen that I'm aware of?
Roll another weird check.
Okay. 14.
Okay. You try to tap into this, and you are almost knocked over by this feeling of evil that tries to come into you when you're trying to focus into the hunter aspect. This evil just comes into you. You're with a good roll, you're like, oh, and you block it off, but you're like, this is evil like you've never felt before.
When we say like I've never felt before, we've felt pretty big evil. Are we saying it's like different? Like it's
Malevolent?
it's a new.
Yeah, not saying it's like you've dealt with things trying to, not the power of the evil, but just the concentration and malevolence and intensity of the evil is nothing like something you haven't felt yet.
Got it.
That makes sense.
Okay.
It's like you're a woman who's given birth, but you haven't had a broken femur yet. So you've broken a femur, and you're like, oh, it's a whole different kind of pain. This really sucks.
So Rory just like has a visceral reaction to that. He goes, "Oh,
Not fun, huh?
There's there's something nasty out there."
Yeah. So maybe.
And Edith,
Uh-huh.
your phone buzzes. You get a text.
Hello.
It's from the sheriff. There's another one. And there's a pin to a location not too far down the road, a few miles down the road.
Rude. It did it again.
Did it again.
Yes, so now we got to go down the road.
All right. Oil drive. You're having maybe even a worse time than I am.
No, I'm fine. Do you want a hug?
I feel like this is a trick question. Maybe later.
I'm trying to be nice.
Thank you. But yeah, no, like it's fine. Let's focus on maybe hugs later. We're doing this. Okay. We're professionals. We've been doing this for a while now. Let's go.
So you drive for about 5 minutes, get to you see the sheriff's Wagoneer parked there, and you see Carlos Redfeather's Jeep parked there also. Mm-hmm. And you get out of your cars and walk up, and you see Sheriff Taft is a ways back, and you see Redfeather. Same kind of thing. There's a campsite. Tent's been ripped open. And you see 2 bodies that have been flayed. And Carlos is just looking over everything kind of slowly, methodically, and Taft's just hanging back. I don't know if you guys can see anything, but I let Carlos know first. He came here as soon as he could.
Did we get a read on how long? Do we know how recent this is?
Carlos speaks up. This happened at the same time as the others last night sometime.
So
you thought he was locked in and everything. He still heard you. And you didn't say it loud enough for him to hear, really, but he still heard you.
Edith, I think I'm gonna do a sweep of the broader area. Do you want to handle this? Do you want to like get all the info you can?
Sure.
Redfeather kind of looks up at you. Stay back at least 20 feet. Because where the sheriff is, there shouldn't be any more sign. See the same distance all the way around, if you would, please.
You got it. And I am going to I'll actually be gone for like a minute, because once I'm out of immediate seeing distance, I am going to become like a hawk, and I am going to scout like the general area, because if this is like a spree, I want to see if there's any other like signs of violence or obvious like movement from something unnatural in the trees, or any other like potential people who've been killed.
Roll some sharp checks for me.
Okay. How many?
3.
Okay. That is my worst one, but
you have a total of +2. So whatever you have, just cut that off and get +2, because you're a hawk. So
okay, perfect. Then I am at +1.
So no, you're at +2.
Oh, well,
so it's go to 0, and then because you're not in your own form,
so I was at -1, and then I thought
now it's at +2. But
now it's +2. Okay.
Yeah, because you're a hawk.
Just take the extra.
I'll take it. Okay, first one is 9.
Okay.
Then that one is 10.
Okay.
And that one's 7, 8, 9 again.
You do find a deer that has been ripped apart, not by a bear.
Okay.
But
is there
same kind of thing? Skins flayed.
Also seems to be last night. If I seems to have gone cold and everything.
Yeah, there's no flies yet. We're pretty sure it's
okay. And is there any more of a trail on this one?
Now you can actually see tracks, and you see tracks like 10 feet before it, and then there's tracks around where it's sliced it apart, and then it goes like 10 feet and the tracks disappear.
Okay. Edith will have definitely had a while before I get back, but I will go on, fly back, transform into myself again at a reasonable distance, and then come back up.
Okay.
I would like to try to so badly. I would like to try to positively jinx Mr. Redfeathers.
Okay.
Because I can do that. I can encourage. So what it does is you encourage coincidences to occur the way you want. And one of the things is I can give him help by giving him +1. Oh, shoot. But I have to... Hold on.
Do you have to roll anything or take a penalty?
I do have to roll something. It does say help a hunter by giving them +1 by interfering with their enemies. So actually, I don't know if I can do that.
Well, I mean, hey, interfere. Do we have to see the enemy? An enemy of red feathers, definitely this monster out there. That'd be nice.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Doesn't say you have to do it during combat. It could be,
Okay.
I mean, hex feels like very general.
I do. So I have to roll for it. So that is a 9. And on a 7 and a 9, I get to hold 1, so I can utilize that for one of those things. So I would like to help him find a clue.
Okay. Okay. So he ended up getting a 13. Let's see. After a while, he comes back to you and Sheriff Taft and says, I don't know what this is, but it wasn't Remmer's killer.
Why?
It's not the same. He was bitten, savagely bitten, clawed a little bit, but not like this.
So this happened at the same time the other thing was happening, but it was by a different creature?
No, Remmers was the serial killer who was murdered like 7 years ago. But I'm just giving you, don't follow that trail anymore. that's your little Benny you get. One red herring gone.
No, that does make sense, and that confirms what I was thinking because it's a completely different MO. Edith is like, thanks. That's not helpful.
Red Feather turns to Taft. Did you tell everyone at the trailer park? Yes, but you know them, they aren't going to leave. They got nowhere to go anyway. I'm going to go try to tell some more people. I have one of my deputies come out here, mark this area off, so we can identify the bodies, but I got to go warn more people. And they both get in their Jeeps and drive off.
Would that be about when I'm getting back?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
And you did see kind of, so you're flying underneath the treetops because it's the old redwood forest. Mm-hmm. You did pop up above on your way back, and you do see a trailer park down the road he talked to you about earlier when you come back to get on to find the road again.
Okay. Find anything helpful on your end?
Well, I mean, this is not Remy's killer. It's a different thing, which is, I don't know, I guess helpful. My head hurts. I hate this. I just wish we could have normal jobs. Rory, why can't we have normal jobs?
Well, I don't know. We could expose more people to the unspeakable horrors that exist between them and on the other side of the veil of reality, and then maybe they can take it up.
What do I think the things on the other side of reality would just drag us back in?
Like that Father God movie.
Like The Godfather?
That one.
Yeah, exactly like that, actually. The universe is just a big mob boss, and it doesn't let you go.
I think that also killed a deer or something.
Killed a
horse.
horse.
I got from investigations, but
the monster.
If they're like shutting this area down and trying to make sure that nobody else is like camping in it or anything, I don't know if they'll be able to get to everybody, but that does seem like it would restrict its options somewhat. And if we are dealing with a werewolf and the full moon is going to be tonight, I kind of feel like it might be a good idea to like crash now and get up at sunset and keep an eye out then,
Yeah, that's fine.
because like I saw a trailer park deeper into the woods, and I'm kind of worried that if it don't have a whole lot of other spots to go around killing, and it's in like a killing mode, then that might be where it goes.
Yep, guarding the trailer park sounds like a good idea. Did we determine if these people are anybody connected to the other two who were dead, or are they just random?
Happen to be like around, it sounds like, or there's no like thing that's.
They were camping apparently too. There's a tent. You can't tell what they look like. All you can tell is they were human at one time.
Right.
John, do you have any A and P classes? They're both females. You might be able to tell, but
Yeah.
not.
Well,
but not very easily.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I would imagine they'd be able to do like dental records or something, but that would be
The police will identify them eventually, but and they're like dissected almost, just very roughly dissected, so you can't.
So
unless you know what you're doing, you can't even tell.
So they're flayed and they're not eaten, right? Like it doesn't like they're torn and they're dismembered, but they're not. Nothing was consumed.
Yep, and from your short experience as the victim that you were alive for much of it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a intentionally slow, not super slow, but
this was a sadistic
as
process.
Slow as a beast could do.
Right.
Like a cat playing with a mouse or something, but worse than that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm good for a slight rest, and then heading to the trailer park to see if we can like guard it, I guess.
It's also possible it may go after something else, but at least staying nearby the trailer park where we know there will be people feels like a good idea.
I'm down.
I could go all bat and circle.
That works.
Okay. And in the meanwhile, maybe back to Milton Falls, go to that one lovely diner lady's place and get you coffee.
Perfect.
All right. Yeah. I guess we'll spend the rest of tonight. We'll get some coffee that we can. Yeah. But I mean that'll be at nighttime. So I don't know. She's probably open at night, right? There's not a whole lot going on in that town.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll go nap in the Jeep. Do our best to get whatever rest we can. Get up, get coffee, and then get nearby that trailer park.
Yep.
Okay. When you're leaving the cafe or the diner, you get a text from Michael. Edith, how's it going?
More people dead. Probably not serial killers. Rory tried to hug me.
I'm assuming I don't see that message.
You get another text back. Do you need me to call you?
No, I don't need you to call me. I'm fine. You asked how things were. That's how things were in chronological order.
Okay. By the way, Jerry says hi.
Edith just sends the alien face emoji.
Ain't it fun? I like that one too.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be.
I just like peeking over.
Okay,
Didn't notice any of the serious things, just the alien face because he likes emojis.
How far away from the trailer park you're parking?
I feel like we don't have to hide from the people.
Okay.
And also, if this is an animalistic creature, it's not going to necessarily be like trying to sneak up on us, or it will be trying to sneak up on us, but it knows people are around, so it's not like, right? Maybe
I don't know. Some animals are kind of sneaky.
Maybe put the Jeep in like a stand of trees so we have a good view of that thing, but it's not necessarily fully exposed. I don't know. We're in a Jeep, right?
Yeah.
So we're as much of a can of tuna as the people in their homes.
Yeah. All right. You let's say, so you park kind of across the street in a little clearing. You see the sign for the Forest Glen Mobile Home Park. It's not really ratty. It's not like a high-end, mobile home park, but it's, backwoods, Washington State. So you park. Dan, do you get out and walk into the woods and transform a bat, or
Yeah. That's the idea.
Okay.
And it has like a big rifle with silver bullets in it. Hoping.
Yeah, I figure that's the sort of thing that we would have been sent with, right? We would have grabbed that from the armory. Okay.
Oh yeah. Michael made sure you had plenty of silver weapons, and before you left, he went over with you. He said, "So all you do, put the front side post the target and squeeze the trigger. That's all you got to do. Just relax. Everything will be fine."
Strong possibility that this is not actually a werewolf. However, most things don't like any kind of bullet.
So, Dan, you go out and do your bat thing.
Yeah.
And as it's getting dark, Edith, this kid without a shirt on, kid's maybe 10, 12 years old, rides up on a bike to your Jeep and looks in the windows of the Jeep. What are you doing here?
I am hunting snipes.
Do you think I'm stupid?
No, I just wasn't quite sure how much they told you. A bunch of people were disemboweled in the woods, and we're trying to catch whatever did it. So, I would recommend going home. Do you know what disemboweled means?
Means not having your bowels anymore?
Yep. Involuntarily.
As opposed to the word we have for voluntarily not having bowels anymore.
I don't know what that is. I think that's called seppuku.
Well, that's
Pretty sure
one way to.
What that is.
Not a direct one-to-one relationship, but one does mean the other.
I don't know. Sorry, kid.
Not every disembowelment is seppuku, but every seppuku is disembowelment.
If it's successful.
If it's successful.
Can I let's see.
This kid gives you a weird vibe.
I know. I was gonna say, can I roll weird and just see if this kid has? Oh, can I use my sight? Can I roll to use my sight and see if this kid is actually a kid?
Sure.
So that is a 10.
Okay. You can tell this kid, there is something inside him just barely held back. Now roll cool.
Oh boy. 8.
I'm gonna... So that you kind of are startled when you realize that there's something more to this kid.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of looks at you and he just starts howling.
Oh no.
Transforms. And you and Dan, as a bat, you have pretty good hearing.
Yeah.
You hear howling all over the place. And even before you realize it, there are dozens of werewolves surrounding your Jeep.
Cool.
I think that's where we'll take our break.
Cool.
That sounds good. That sounds like a good place to take our break, is the dozens of werewolves part.
Oh man. All right. We don't have commercials today, so we are actually going to just put up the "We'll be right back" sign, and we'll be back in about 5 minutes. Is that good for you guys?
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Perfect. Okay. Boom, 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 boom.
Do all the things we normally talk about in our commercials, guys.
Let's see here. The pros will return.
Hey, that's us.
Boom, boom. Okay. We'll see ya. 5 minutes. All right. I think we're back. Let me take banner off. Whoops. Nope. That one. Boom.
Okay.
Boom. We back. Okay.
So you find yourself, excuse me, surrounded by dozens of werewolves.
Cool.
Rory, you probably saw them emerge from the trailer park as soon as you let out the yowl, that kind of howl, yelp, and they all just poured out of the trailers and came running up towards the sound of the young pup who started howling. And they're all snarling with their claws bared. They're most of them 6.5 feet tall. And you hear somebody say, "Wait! Wait!"
I
And
have
everybody kind of
locked
settles
the
down a
door
little bit.
and rolled up the windows.
You kind of figured it wouldn't do anything if they wanted to bust in there.
No, but that's fine. It makes me feel better.
You see an older one kind of push his way through, a little bit bigger than the rest. You can just tell he's got the gray around his muzzle. What are you doing here?
I clearly
And he starts transforming back into a human. You can tell he's a man in
underestimated.
his 60s or so, probably.
We underestimated the situation. Are you aware that one of your people has been maybe murdering other people?
We don't kill anyone.
You guys are smaller than the thing that I saw, so
We see Rory fly down.
I realize I was still muted. Yeah, I want to just like as soon as I can, just like barrel roll flop down in front of Edith
shoot.
and
As a
transform
bat
into
still?
myself.
Oh
And
no!
like mid barrel roll. Yeah, I mean they're werewolves. I don't think they're gonna like. It's I don't feel like it's out
They're
of
they're a little surprised by that, but not.
Yeah. I swear. Okay, I know I've been a bat. I know I've been a guy in front of you, but I'm actually a dragon. And if you try to eat her, I'll mess you up.
Wait, Rory, wait. They're too small.
We don't kill people. It's been years since we killed anybody, and he had it coming.
Fair.
Oh,
entirely. Good for you, by the way.
I think, yeah, if we're talking about the same guy, great. But somebody's killing people.
Has it hurt any of you?
There isn't much that can hurt us.
Well, I think something that's 2 feet bigger than you and disemboweling hikers like it's brunch might at least give you a run for your money.
Is it disemboweling people with silver?
Probably not.
Probably not.
And I'm not too worried about it.
Okay. But have you seen anything that we could maybe, I will 100% not even tell anybody about you guys because this is cool. And also, thank you for killing the serial killer. But we have to get the other thing. Or frankly, people might, if they see you, come think it's you guys and like burn the trailer park down or something.
Roll a charm.
Oh, we're good at this. Oh, I can't say things before I roll. 8.
Okay, it's not bad. We don't know anything about killings. The sheriff came and said there was some wild animal out attacking people. It didn't really bother us.
Well, it might, because it's really big and strong. And I mean, I get it, the silver thing, but you guys are flesh and blood still.
There's also 43 of us of fighting age.
Okay, cool. Counter proposal. Could you help us track it and could we bring it to you so you could just kill it? And then nobody finds out about you and nobody also thinks it's you in case anybody does find out it's you. I'm just saying, this is not a good look if somebody did figure out you guys were all werewolves. I am on your side.
You just want us to kill something? You're going to bring it to our trailer park and have us kill something?
Well, I don't. Look, there's nasty crap out here in the woods, is what we're saying. Ultimately, I don't know. Maybe you got a better idea.
We could also bring
there's
it.
stuff that is going to get some bad press, bad publicity. They're going to be writing it in newspapers and web listicles and whatnot.
And we could bring it somewhere else. We don't have to bring it. I mean, clearly, bringing it maybe to your house is not great. So we could. Maybe there's a clearing or a cave.
He kind of looks in their car. Looks like you came prepared to deal with stuff anyway.
Well, yes, but this thing is larger than what we expected, and also might be impervious to silver. So,
Can we like? How about we approach this from a different direction? There's a thing out there that is going to be dramatically inconvenient for you and everybody that you know, and we would like to take it off your hands. If you could use the resources that you have at your disposal, anybody who's a good hunter and tracker here in your group, if they can like help us figure out what's up, if they can keep an eye out for anything and put us on the trail at least,
and we'll come with you or go ourselves. We're substantially more squishy than you are, but we're here to do this. So,
well, you are.
Okay, rude.
It's true.
I'm just trying to help.
Okay.
We prefer to stay to ourselves, but you give me your number, and if anybody hears anything, I'll let you know.
Could I ask for volunteers to maybe help us track these things in the woods at night? Is there anybody who might be willing?
Roll a charm again.
Oh, 13.
Dang it.
One guy. Somebody come help. I want the 12-year-old child.
One werewolf steps forward. I'll help you.
Thank you.
What's your name, pal?
I'm Eric.
Good to meet you, Eric. Okay. Well, us and Eric, we can, if you're willing to let us be about our business, we've got some investigating to do and some murders to try and prevent.
Also, here's my number.
Yes.
I am a terrible texting companion, but I do get to the point.
Eric pulls out his phone. He's these big claw fingers he's tapping with. You see another werewolf come up, pull him over. They're barking back and forth at each other, and then the other werewolf kind of motions to the leader, and they barking back and forth at each other. And he finally puts his phone away and, all right, where are we going?
I don't really know, actually. We thought that it would come and try to hunt you guys because we assumed you were people.
Do you know about any other campsites in the area?
People?
Have you?
Well, really, like defenseless people.
Oh.
We thought that you were potential prey, and you are not. Do you know about any campgrounds around?
The other werewolves kind of wander on back to their trailer park. It's just you and Eric now.
Thanks, Luke Puppet.
Eric is like, gosh darn it, why did I volunteer for this?
What do you mean, not people?
roll a sharp check. Roll sharp.
Oh, God. For everybody's benefit, this is what just happened in the chat. Boom. Boom. Classic aloof puppet. I'm just saying.
So roll sharp, Edith.
Sharp. Okay. 9.
You can tell why he's helping you out.
Why is he Why? He thinks I'm cute?
And you can tell why he thinks you're cute. You ever owned dogs
Yes. No.
who are intact?
Yes. He's in heat?
No, males don't go into heat.
Well, yeah, but
Edith doesn't know a whole lot about dogs or werewolves.
Edith just immediately pulls Rory aside and is like, I don't think this guy's going to be helpful.
Wait, what? Now I'm confused. Was it because like he sensed the trauma? Was that why?
No, he's just a dog.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not humping her leg, but he's about ready to.
Okay.
And he's not shy about hiding anything. So.
And
he's not wearing pants. So.
I mean, he's not. Is he wearing any clothes?
No.
I mean, I figured he's too big for clothes. I mean, maybe he has special werewolf clothes. I don't know, but like not right now.
It's like the Marvel thing where no matter how big you get, your pants always stay intact. But he took his pants off to go hunt. Sure. So.
Anyway, yeah. So.
Yep. Okay. Edith notices and is like, Rory, we might have to kill this one.
But I don't.
Are you saying that out loud?
Like very, very quiet. I don't know. Very quietly, so I don't know. He probably hears me, but
now he kind of gets a little embarrassed and tries to.
All right, cool. So we're just gonna do you know any other campsites in the area? Anyone who might not have heard about what happened and could still be around here? Anybody who might be potentially vulnerable?
I got some ideas.
Okay, maybe we can head in that way. I've got some other books I can look into, see if there's anything else that might make sense.
Can you read while we drive? I'm assuming we have to drive, right?
Well, I mean, like I can fly, but I can't fly and read.
But you could.
We can take the Jeep.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay, you get in the car and follow me. And he's trotting along at 15, 20 miles an hour, no problem. On all fours, kind of, you're following along behind him.
My instinct is, at this point, evil spirit of some kind. Like it is, at this point, we are talking about sadistic killings. We know that the body of the serial killer was discovered.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least something.
But that's different. That's different. We know that's different.
Yes.
I gave you that. That's a red herring. Serial killer was just a coincidence.
Yes. Okay. That said, people killing in these woods, like that is a thing. That is a running theme. There have been several sadistic killings in these woods where the serial killer might have been a.
He didn't hunt in these woods. He escaped to these woods after he broke out of prison.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And
go ahead, roll investigative mystery because you're searching your book.
Yes.
Try to investigate a mystery. And you can use your weird modifier because it's.
Oh, great, cool. That takes it from an 8 to a 12.
Okay. You read about the book. Something makes a lot more sense now to you about after that experience you had where something evil like tried to enter you, almost knocked you down.
Yeah.
You understand about being possessed by evil itself, not necessarily demon, but just evil possessing someone. Mm-hmm. And you read in there about being able to draw a creature in, and there is a ritual you can perform to split a possessed creature from the evil possessing, and then you can kill off the evil, and the creature can live. And the book doesn't talk about humans being possessed, but the other creatures can be. It's like, if a bear was possessed, then you could separate the bear from the evil possessing it, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
it's you don't have full details. You don't know exactly what's going on. You might need like the blood of the creature that's possessed or something, but you have some sort of idea of what's going on now.
Yeah. Okay.
So So wait, so there's a malevolent force that has potentially possessed an animal of some kind, either natural or supernatural, and is doing this. It's not the animal, it's the entity thing inside the animal.
Maybe. Could be in it. Oh, hold on. Sorry.
Something.
I was talking like as Dan. I can't be sure of anything. That is not a guarantee. But if there should happen to be an evil spirit put upon something, I think I might have an option to try and like bloop, you know, which would have been helpful a few times before in the past, honestly. Would have loved to have had this book when I was getting revenanted.
I mean, that's fair.
But we know what we know now.
Um,
So we are going to work with what we've got. Let's follow Mr. Rocket there.
I don't like him.
Okay.
I mean, most people are just able to hide things better than that, I guess. I'll try not to be too hard on him. You know, I get weird sometimes, but
No.
I have pants.
You have ants?
Pants. I have pants.
Eric stops at a little trail that cuts down the road.
Mm-hmm.
Down this way.
All right.
Cool. So we get out of the truck because I'm assuming the Jeep is not going to fit.
Small
All right.
enough.
Sounds good. I could also
down
be a
there's-
big. I could also be a big animal if that would help right now.
Could you be a bear?
Might not be able to keep up with Eric, but well, I guess I'd have to slow for you. I mean, I could be a bear. I can be a bear. Just as a heads up, so you're not freaked out about that.
Okay.
He's like, I don't care.
He's so free. And I will become a grizzly bear.
Okay.
It is like, I don't want to assume, but it would be really cool to ride a bear. Could I please ride on your back?
Everybody roll a sharp.
Rolled pretty good. 9.
Okay.
8.
Okay, Rory, you and Eric about the same time. Then you start to hear something. And Edith, well, you can see their hair on their back of their necks come up. They both get into, I'm assuming this is for you, Rory, get into, aggressive poses.
Uh-huh.
And the trees suddenly rip apart. And you see something. There's bright moonlight now, you can see. Even it's pretty easy to see. This thing's about 10 feet tall, covered in black fur. It has a very humanoid face, but with giant teeth, and it's humanoidish with a snout, but looking at its eyes, there's no soul behind it. So it's even scarier because it's like humanoid, but without any sort of human or humanistic
Emotion.
Traits. It's just terrifying. And it starts charging at you.
I shoot it immediately.
Okay.
Roll to kick some ass. Let's go. Yeah, you said first. It's gonna go first. It's gonna see the grizzly bear go after it first.
Okay.
Yeesh. And it come and smacks you, Rory, and does 6 harm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Great. 6 it is. That's great.
Okay. And now you, Edith.
I shoot it
Okay.
with my gun. That's an 8.
Okay. You hit it square in the chest, and it just clawed Rory, and then turns to you. You shoot it, and it jerks back, looks down at its chest, looks up at you, and turns and bolts. And it's like it got shot out of the gun. It's just gone. It's not. You can tell You didn't cause it serious harm,
but it was surprised.
but you it's like a Rottweiler playing with a cat. The cat scratches up the nose. It's like, ow, that's not cool, dude.
Okay.
And it just takes off.
Okay, I'm gonna quick flip back and be like, "Oh, good. Oh, Edith, we could like pen it or something. Get whatever, maybe. I don't know.
How am I supposed to pin it?
I don't know. Moral support.
Eric,
Yeah, come on.
pin it?
We gotta get after it.
I would be very impressed. I would be personally very impressed if you could pin it.
Can you help me at least?
Yes, I'll help you. I'm helping.
It was going like at 50 or 60 miles an hour.
Okay, I'm gonna get up there and track. I'm gonna see if I can find where it comes to a rest. All right.
Eric is circling the ground.
Mhm.
You made it bleed.
We can track the blood.
Good. That's good. That means it's a thing, a physical thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, can I do a? I don't have any medical training.
If we could get the drop on it, Eric.
You can roll a cool check. You've seen Michael do stuff.
First aid, anyway.
Monkey do.
8.
Okay, yeah, you stop the bleeding. You put some patches on there. You get 1 health back.
Put some patches on. I like pat him on the head. I'm like,
you know.
Great, you're helping. Thank you.
Breathing, protect the wound, treat for shock. You're on a basic first aid.
Well, now he's only 2 from dying. This is great.
How much? I always forget how much harm I can take. Is it 7?
Yes.
You're not a normal human. Humans can take 7.
Well, okay. There's an amount I can take before I am forced to go back into my coin, at least.
Oh, yeah. But you're still pretty badly hurt.
Okay.
Yeah, but I would imagine not quite coin. Almost coin.
Eric,
are you going to do anything with the blood on the ground?
Yeah. Well, okay.
Don't we need this for
your... track it by scent, we can do that. Or I can use my abilities to try and use its blood to track it. That's a thing that I can do. I'm like, Eric, if we can track this thing, if you and I can muscle it down, I may have a chance to try and take the bad junk out of it. I've got a bit of magic for that.
No, you don't need to muscle him down. If you cast the ritual right, you can draw him in, and it'll separate him inside the circle. If your magic is good enough, you don't need to forcibly do it with brute force.
Oh, okay.
So we just need to make a circle and then
get it in. Okay.
Do we have to lure him?
Yeah. Well, if we can. So I would like to track this thing to wherever it is going to be without getting too close to it. First off, because I want to set up shop close enough by that we can effectively lure it. Okay, all right. I think we've got a plan. Do I have like a little jar or anything? Like any sort of container?
Michael sent you with little sample collection vials.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna take some of the grass or whatever that has blood and put it in there. Okay. And be like, we'll use this if we can't get a direct read on it, but let's start with conventional tracking so that moves faster. Eric, if you want to try and track by the scent of blood, I'm going to get up in the air and see if I can track its movements. All right?
Okay.
And I'm going to go for an owl or something else with great night vision.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just tell you, it took off so fast. It was literally going 50 miles an hour through the woods.
Okay. There's no like shaking trees and stuff once I'm up there.
It's because it's a redwood forest, so it's right around the campsite. There's small trees, but the main
tracking
forest is not much undergrowth.
Tracking by sight impossible. Are we able to follow?
And also, you saw footprints when it emerged from the trees, and Eric tells you, I can't smell anything once it left.
Okay.
It seems to have some sort of ability. When it decides to leave, it just disappears, sort of.
Magic it is. I am going to go down, and I am going to set a circle, and I am going to try to scry on this blood to determine current location or at least trajectory.
Okay. Roll weird.
Okay, that's 10 total.
Okay. You start scrying on the blood, and suddenly you see yourself as the monster. And you go back to the night before when the deer was attacked and the couple was attacked, the other two people were attacked. And then you go back, you see the full moon, and you see now that you're just a normal human being, 27-year-old man. Your life starts regressing. You're a businessman working in Weldport. You go back further, you graduate Felton University. As you're going back further and further in time, things speed up for you. You go back to being an infant, being born. You go back through your father's life. And this is going extremely rapidly. Now you go through your grandfather's life, and on again and on again. Suddenly, time stops screaming backwards, and you're in a probably Eastern European village sometime between the 1500s and 1700s. There's a woman tied to a pole, an old crone tied to a pole, and there's somebody reading from a scroll. He's an older man, looks like a leader. He's speaking in some, you think it's a Slavic language you don't understand. You can't understand the words, but you understand what he's saying because of the magic. Saying, having been found guilty of murder, witchcraft, and other high crimes, are hereby sentenced to death. He closes the scroll. And you know enough about pre-modern justice. You know a couple things that stand out. First of all, before modern times, justice was always public and brutal. It was public to try to, it was for a deterrence effect, to get people to recognize what might happen if they committed crimes. Two things you notice: it's nighttime now, which is not normal for an execution. And also, everyone you see around you is a young, able-bodied male. There are a few guys who are injured, like very recently, and you get the sense that they were injured during the capture of this woman. You've also seen someone burned at the stake before. And usually there's a large wooden stake they're chained to, and then underneath them is a bunch of green wood that burns slowly, and there's a lot of smoke. It's a very slow, agonizing death. The wood beneath this woman is aged, dry wood covered in oil. You can smell the flammable oil on the wood. It's like an ancient incinerator. It's designed to go up instantly.
They're trying to get rid of this person.
As soon as you finish reading the sentence, the few guys toss torches on the wood, and it goes up in a huge conflagration. And you can see the woman chained to the pole laughing as she burns. She's burning and laughing, and she starts whispering. You can't understand, except the magic lets you understand what she's saying. By the Dark Lord, I call down a curse upon all of you that will fall on your offspring. The curse will pass on through your firstborn son, to his firstborn son, to his firstborn son, down through 13 generations. At the first full moon, after that son reaches the age of 25, he will be possessed by the power of darkness and become a hunter in the night. And then she's completely consumed, and just sparks just kind of fly off of her. And you're suddenly back in your own body, and you have the wind knocked out because you've just experienced a few hundred years of lives in an instant. You saw him kind of go to trance Edith, and then all of a sudden he's just on his knees, gasping for breath. It's like you got punched in the gut. You didn't suffer any real harm, but you're knocked for a loop for a little bit.
So I hope that look means we know something.
I know what we're dealing with. I don't know where we're dealing with it. This is it's a curse. It's a curse. They got real trigger happy and killed a bunch of ladies who lived out in shacks back in my time.
Yeah.
Like, a handful.
Thousands.
Well, no, like thousands, yeah, but like a handful of them were like, they got lucky sometimes, and this was one of them, throwing something down on people, and it's nasty, and I don't know where he is, but
So generational curse. We need to find someone. Where was this witch being burned? Could you tell if it was the United States or if it was England?
it was Slavic.
Oh, it was Slavic. Okay.
Yeah, it
so
wasn't.
We need to find.
It was late medieval to early Renaissance, somewhere Eastern Europe. You think you're just by what you saw and the language you heard, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So we need to find somebody in town who has Slavic heritage.
Sure. I mean, there's no guarantee that this isn't over tonight, though. It's still the full moon.
Well, if it's over, then we're good, right?
Well, I mean, sure, but we've got hours left, right? Are we not close to sunup?
Oh yeah, you've got plenty. There's still a lot of night left.
People are still in danger. We've got to try and work on this now. I don't know how we're going to find them. Maybe if we can...
Eric? Can you track him? Like, he's bleeding.
But the blood dried up. You couldn't find him anymore.
He took off like 50 miles an hour. I just shot out.
Mm-hmm. Well, but he would still be, if he's bleeding, he's still bleeding, even if it's going fast.
Yeah, but he said that, like, it disappeared. Like, the blood, like, disappeared on him after a while.
Okay.
This thing is magical. You're sure. There's some sort of magical curse.
Yeah.
Rory can tell you. And it hunts, and it's there. Then when it decides to take off, it's almost ethereal.
Okay. Can you call it?
There is a ritual in the book to lure something into a
circle?
A circle that you can then separate it.
Let's do that.
Yeah. I will go for big magic. The shortest form of big magic that I can do. And I'm going to do one ritual and then the other. I am going to set up the circle first, the curse breaking circle. Gonna sit down my whole wounded ass in that circle while I'm working on it. And do my best to have that operate as quickly and efficiently as possible. Would you like me to roll on that first?
Yeah, how quickly are you working?
How long is left of the full moon tonight?
You have about 8 hours.
Okay. I would love to have this done within 1 hour. Like, I'm doing big magic. I understand that takes time. But I want to do it before it has another good shot at killing another person in these woods.
Go ahead, roll weird.
Okay. 2 + 5. Roll lots of 10s tonight.
Okay. You get a circle set up and you think you got it right.
Okay. And next we are going to work on our summoning.
Okay, go ahead and roll weird.
Okay. 5, 6, 7, 8, 11.
Okay. You start chanting. After a while, you can't tell, Roy, because you're just consumed concentrating on this ritual you're casting. Edith, after about 45 minutes, you see Eric perk up, and this thing comes out of the woods again, lumbering, and it's trying not to come towards the circle. Roll another weird, Dan.
Okay. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13.
And it's fighting, but it walks into the circle and seems stuck there. Now roll another weird check. See if you can
Okay.
finish the ritual.
Come on, friend. Yeah. Great. Killing it. 10 plus 3, 13 again.
Okay. The circle lights up. Starts flashing lights. And it splits into 2 circles. There's the beast in one, and there's a person, just a normal human being in the other one. And he's quaking in pain as the creature is also.
What do we do with them now that they're separated? Does the book say anything?
That one's gonna die.
Which one?
At least. Bad one, hopefully.
Well, that's
The
fine.
10-foot-tall monster, I'm hoping.
We can dive it. It can die.
Let's get this poor guy out of here, okay?
Oh, we just leave the thing in the circle and it like just.
I can. Why don't you grab the guy? I'm gonna stay here and try and work on this a little bit more. I'm not taking my eyes off it.
Okay, I tentatively try to reach into the circle and pull this guy out.
As soon as you do, there's this invisible force shield, like a cylinder.
Yeah.
As soon as you touch it, silver lights up and you can't push past it. And he's still in there just shaking, twitching.
I don't think it's working.
Okay, it's fine. Just
What
give
if
us some time.
What if I shoot the guy?
Wait, the guy? No, not the guy.
No, the monster. What if I shoot the monster?
It's like a spirit thing. Oh,
Go ahead and
just
roll
put a
kick some
barrier.
ass.
I try shooting it through the thing. Maybe if it dies. Oh no, that's a 2. Edith has got to lay off the coffee. She's just there.
Fire. Right. He's like, "Gah!" Oh, whoa, sorry. Yeah, you don't even come close. You
Yeah, it goes wild. Sorry, Eric.
Yeah. Dan, roll another weird.
All right. 3, 5. That one's 8.
Okay. The creature starts banging against the cylinder.
Mm-hmm.
It's not able to break through right now, but it's trying to get out now.
Okay.
What do we do if we can't kill it?
Well, I don't know. You willing to have a new scratch on your arm today?
Sure.
Maybe give me a better shot at it.
How?
Real hot fire.
Okay.
You know, I could be big.
Oh. Yes. Yes. Please be big.
Thank you.
Oh yes, and she has to like.
Yeah.
Yep. She grabs like a pointy stick and just jabs.
It's a harm.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And I will use that, and I will
Eric
take
starts
the
licking your
opportunity to.
Eric is what?
Licking your wound.
No, stop. 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 It's rude.
That don't.
With the
That
stick.
don't.
I hit him with the stick. No, thank you. Stop it.
And then I am going to look at this thing in my big old reptilian form, and while trying to keep away from any other dried grass and not aim it like outside of the circle.
Roll to kick some ass.
All right. Let me get the exact notes on that. Fire. 4 close area harm, plus the fire stuff. And that's a 5 and a 5, so I rolled 10, and I'm massive. So
Woo!
The way you described it, it's not area because you're trying to focus just on him. So no.
all my attacks count as far. Physical attacks inflict additional 1
Yeah.
harm. And
Okay.
yeah.
It squirms and screams, and the human screams also. It's like, ah! And you can tell he's suffering as much, if not a lot more than this thing.
Oh boy.
You can see his skin starting to peel off
Oh, stop.
as he
Stop.
suffers burns.
Okay. Okay.
And his eyes open. He looks at you. He just says, "Kill me, please, kill me."
Okay. But would you like us to try to save you?
Kill me.
Okay, that's aggressive. I'm so sorry. and she tries to shoot him.
Okay. Roll again. Roll kick some ass.
7.
That's enough because he's not fighting you at all. You put a round in his head, and he dies instantly. And both the circles drop, and this thing just kind of crumples up. It hovers in the air from when there's this little pulsating dark crystal that falls to the ground. And there's a dead human there, badly burned. All evidence of the circles are gone. There's just this pulsing crystal of black, dark energy.
I pick up a leaf, and I gingerly pick up the crystal, and I put it in a plastic baggie.
Okay.
Because I feel like we shouldn't leave this here.
Good call.
I am gonna not be a dragon anymore.
I would like, okay, this is weird, but we're gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna take a picture of this guy's face. And then I am going to Google image search his face and see if anything comes up with an identity.
Roll a sharp because he was.
Yeah, he was pretty badly burned. Ooh. Well, okay, fine. 9.
Okay. Yeah, it takes you a little while, but Aaron Sirkowski, he's a local businessman.
Cool. And has he like? There's no like stories, or he doesn't have a weird Facebook post from days ago that's like, I'm in a dark place.
Nothing really. He was
Great.
His last entry was he's going to go camping.
Cool. And that was like what, 3 days ago? Cool. Well, this is Aaron. Aaron gave his life valiantly for the good of his community. And we appreciate you, Aaron.
Oh, boy, what a terrible way to go.
Well, I just shoot him in the head, and he just like...
Well, yeah, but like... You don't shout, kill me, if you haven't been like... He was definitely watching himself do that, right?
That's probably fair.
Right.
Oh.
You also kind of know, Rory, that you rushed the ritual, and you were in the middle of the woods, not using, the very best stuff. You have a feeling if you had been able to take your time and been able to had access to, like a stone surface where you could do this, or had somebody help you, the ritual probably would have gone right. You could have killed this thing without killing the person who was possessing.
I'm gonna not say that out loud yet. I think that he still made the correct moral calculus.
Oh yeah,
because there was other people who were on the line too.
Exactly.
But
it's just you were in a bad situation. You made the best of a bad situation, and you know that if you'd have had perfect knowledge beforehand, you could have saved more lives, including his, but you didn't, and you're not. So
Edith is texting our CIA, our FBI guy, and also the sheriff. We found our guy. His name was Aaron. He had rabies. He's dead now. And I swear to God, Jerry, if you ask me something weird again on this group text, you will never hear from me again. Send.
All right. You get a text back from Sheriff Taft asking you for a pin to your location. He comes out after a while and you're saying this fella did all that.
He also ran into this here campfire that I, in the meantime, had like
it's a
grown
kid.
together. Yeah.
It was rabies. Rabies makes you crazy. I don't know if you saw Cujo, but you know.
Mm-hmm. Bloody rabies.
It makes as much sense. It makes as much sense as the bear, sir. So.
All right. Guess we can't really check the brain for rabies now. He's been shot in the head.
And fire. Mm-hmm.
Well,
sorry that we couldn't do more, or that there's not a more satisfying answer to give people.
Me too. He kind of gets back in his Jeep and drives off. It's like, this is something he's going to deal with this in the morning. It's too weird for him right now.
Oh, there's like a whole lot of people who die who don't deserve it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen quite a few people who don't deserve it die, but just don't get to like be all up and experiencing what they're going through that often. I might take a while getting back. Like, you know, I can fly if I need to. I might just like hang out for a bit though, you know? If you want to head back.
Sure. I will deal with the dead people memories in my own brain by myself. Driving back in the dark by myself.
Okay, bloody hell, I won't brood then.
Nope, she's in the car. She's closed the door and she's driving.
You hear a thump on the top of the car as a bird just starts like pecking on the windshield.
She does. Yes.
Then Rory hops in the passenger side. Fine. No. You can't just...
I can do whatever I want.
You're going to give me that hug, though.
Fine. And she reaches over and, like, actually does relax into an actual hug because this has been a very stressful day. Even though it was relatively straightforward compared to what we normally have to deal with, but...
We can acknowledge that our normal adventures are still a bit traumatic, even.
Dying is just not a great experience.
Oi, we've done it a few times. We've got some experience at this, and I don't like... I don't know.
I mean, I feel like I just want to do it just one more time. That's it. One more time. Can we just be done?
Not soon, though, right?
No, not soon.
Okay.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm fine.
Just kind of like give like a smirky, like, yeah, of course.
I am, however, out of coffee again.
Maybe a burger, too.
Also burger. Let's do it.
So you go to the diner
before we drive home. Yeah.
Go to the diner, get a burger. You may get a milkshake. They have good milkshakes too.
Yep.
Very good milkshakes. And we'll drive back, kind of mopey.
I text Mike. I'm like, we did the thing. We didn't need any help either. That's it. She thinks about adding an emoji and she just leaves it.
I will text L. I will text Rose. Dragon Heart 2 ? Ice cream.
And I'm sure she texts back, oh my god, yes. Yeah. And like 5 heart emojis and the heart eyes.
Okay. Thumbs up. Leave it at that.
You get back to the house, and about the same time Michael's pulling in the war wagon. He steps out and sees you two.
Aye.
Sees Rory. Everything go all right?
Oh yeah, like a couple more casualties. Evil spirit, evil curse spirit.
He's dead
possessed
now.
this guy. Oi, it weren't his fault or nothing. Real sad. It's a real sad time overall. Real bummer of a mission.
All right. I'm gonna have to do a report on it. I'll get with you tomorrow. And we'll go over the details.
All right.
Seems like you could use a little bit of a break.
Gonna watch Dragonheart 2 if you want to join.
Sure.
And we all watch a movie.
And I know how bad Dragonheart 2 is, but Rory's in.
Oh, man.
Well, that's all I have for tonight. Hope you all
All right.
enjoyed this.
Yes.
We will see you next week, or we will fight something else and try not to die.
Be exciting.
Or
Try to save the day again.
yeah, do our best. Thanks for joining, everyone. Much love. Very appreciate. You're all beautiful, lovely people.
We will be back. If you are new, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, share it with your friends, all that fun stuff. We'll see you guys.
Do a Twitch. I think that's what the Twitch does. Is you Twitch at us if you want to show your approval.
Thanks so much. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.